And welcome back to my channel. Unless you're new here, and then just welcome. My name is Rusty, and this is my channel where I talk about my favorite movies, mostly horror. And welcome to another update video. This is my January 2025 update, where I show off any new additions to my Blu-ray, DVD, 4K collection. And as usual, we are going to start off with if I ever have any DVDs. Now, it's kind of weird. In the last couple months, I've had to buy a lot of DVDs because no one is releasing them on Blu-ray, movies that I want. And I'm like, it feels really, it's kind of upsetting because I'm like, what the fuck is this, 1986? Why am I having to buy DVDs? Why are they only releasing films on DVD? So, it's a little annoying. I didn't think I would be doing that again, where I'm forced to buy DVDs. But, yeah, and here we go. I wanted this movie, and it has no Blu-ray release. And this is the Red Tide Massacre. So, it's set here in Florida, where I live. It's kind of like, a little creature feature, virus outbreak kind of thing. So it's sort of a viral creature feature set here in the Florida Everglades, and it's called the Red Tide Massacre. This is another one. This is really cool. It's called Party Hard, Die Young. It is a Shudder original. Why they didn't release it on Blu-ray, I don't know, but I cannot find a Blu-ray. And Blu-ray.com says there is no Blu-ray release. And this one is like a really good example of why I think that is ridiculous. Because why would you take the time? This is a really cool slipcase. It is a glow-in-the-dark slipcase, and the glow-in-the-dark effect is very cool. This whole thing lights up. And so I was like, I don't quite understand why in the world you would take the time to print up and create a really cool glow-in-the-dark slipcase and all of that kind of stuff, but you can't release it on Blu-ray because, I hate to tell you this, but I've spoken with a couple of booters that I've purchased from, and I've actually talked to them. And one of them told me exactly what they do. He's like, well, I just got this really nice burner, and I got a really nice printer, and I go online, and I download the highest quality file that I can, 1080p at least, or higher. And I just burn it, and I design a cool cover, and I burn the disc, I burn the thing, and I'm like, okay, wait, you've got people doing this in their bedroom and selling on Amazon and Etsy and eBay these beautiful releases, like I got Barbarian. A boot, I got an Eden Lake boot, I got the Babysitter 1 and 2, I got this beautiful boot of all three of the Fear Street movies in this one collector's pack, and it was so beautiful, and the transfer is so good. It is 1080p, and so I just didn't quite understand. I'm like, if these people are doing this in their bedroom, how come you can't make Blu-rays? If these people are able to just buy a good burner and a good printer and a design program and design covers and print the disc and on all of that, these people can do this in their bedroom and sell them for $20 to $30 a pop, but you can't. Shudder and all of these other companies, you can't release a Blu-ray when you've got people doing it in their bedroom for us. It's ridiculous. But there you go. There's my little rant on why I'm having to buy DVDs now again. It's very strange. But yeah, so there's the two Blu-ray DVDs that I got this month, or that month in January. And I had to buy like 5 or 6 in February. So it's ridiculous because I just gave up on them ever getting a Blu-ray release and instead just bought the DVDs because that's all that there is. So it's quite annoying. But Party Hard and Die Young, a Shudder original, and The Red Tide Massacre on DVD. Yes. Now we will move on. I didn't have hardly any upgrades this month. I did get Krypton, the complete first season, on Blu-ray. I do have both seasons. It's a shame that it only ran for 2 seasons. But I do have both season 1 and season 2 on DVD. But I ran across this. This is the first season on Blu-ray, so hell yeah, why not? And this is a Christian Bale movie that I love. It's a dystopian movie called Equilibrium. This is very, very important as to what's going on in the country right now today, because this is one of those. It definitely fits in with George Orwell's 1984 and the Hunger Games and, all this kind of dystopian governmental stuff. And Equilibrium is a fascist government and, burning books, and it's very George Orwell. So I love Equilibrium, and I ran across it and was able to upgrade my DVD, which is right there. So I was able to upgrade my DVD to Blu-ray, so I'm very glad to have Equilibrium with Christian Bale on Blu-ray. Very nice. Now we're going to move on to some regular. These are just some regular movies. I've never had these in my collection before. This is a low-budget indie zombie film called Live or Let Die. Managed to get it with the slipcase. Very nice. This was a really good movie with Aaron Paul called The Parts You Lose, about a criminal, a very bad criminal, who takes shelter in an isolated farm while the whole town is looking for him, and becomes very friends with the young boy that lives there, who actually hides him underneath the noses of his parents, hides him from the law while he tries to get out of the area. Very, very emotional film. Little popcorn horror movie called Seance. Managed to get it with the slipcase. Cheesy little thing. Is it? Well, it's RJ. Okay. So very cool with that. This is a Western I love. I actually already had the Blu-ray, but I didn't pay attention when I bought it, probably a couple years ago. And when it came in the mail, it was just a disc without the case, without the artwork or anything. And I'm like, oh man. And then I ran across it again and was able to actually get it. This is one of the best modern Westerns. I mean, this is so good. It's a vengeance Western like a lot of Westerns are. And let me tell you, she ain't playing. Revenge is sweet. Yes, it is. Little popcorn horror movie called Midnighters. This was pretty cool. I ended up enjoying this quite a bit. Good kills, good mystery story that unwinds. So yeah, I liked it. This is one of Rutger Hauer's final films. This is The Sonata. A little supernatural, haunted mansion, ghost story type thing. So yeah. This was surprisingly good. This is Josh Hutcherson and Benicio del Toro playing Escobar. Boy, he was a bad guy. But, this was surprisingly good. I kind of figured I would like it, but it definitely kept me entranced, and I really enjoyed this movie. Benicio was awesome. Josh was awesome. It's a very, very good little movie if you can get a hold of it. more for the Nicolas Cage collection. I finally got around to getting Pig. I had never seen it before. It was definitely brutal. It was definitely elegant and captivating. It was wow. It was definitely a wow factor. So yeah, Nicolas Cage and Pig. And here we have a movie called Hunters. Boy, doesn't it look cool. I mean, you know, cool little thing. However, I guess maybe this is number 4 in my entire life. This movie was like, it was a really good idea, but good God, I've never seen a movie so boring in my entire life. And so, yeah, I finally pulled a rotten egg, you know what I mean? Because this was like a really, I could barely get through it. I mean, I just kept waiting for it to end. I've never seen so many scenes of a person just walking around the woods looking around like they're scared. It was terrible, I'm sad to say. This, however, was this was fantastic. The ending really freaked me out. You know, Josh Duhamel and Dan Folger in Scenic Route, if you've ever seen it. I mean, it's just about these two guys. They've been best friends all their life. They take the scenic route through the desert. The truck breaks down, or supposedly it does. And man, all the stuff that happens between these two guys is like, wow. You know, I mean, it's very brutal, very violent. And then the ending leaves you not really knowing. I like the ending. It's one of those that's like, oh my gosh. Because it looks like at the end that they managed to get rescued. But then it ends in a way that makes you question whether he's just dreaming, having a delusion, and he is actually dying back where they were. So it's very cool. I have been massively desperate for shark movies. I've just been in that mood, and I went looking for all of the new shark movie releases. There's very few of them, actually. And even fewer that I could actually find that had releases. I wanted Maneater, but I thought I saw a DVD, but then it was gone, and I can't find it now. Black Demon is hard to get, you know, and Black Demon has got, you know, kind of bad reviews, but that's how desperate I am. I was willing to get anything. I did manage to find a few. I think I got 3 or 4 maybe new shark movies, but I've heard good things about this, so I'm glad that I picked up Great White from the executive producers of 47 Meters Down. I do love the trailer, so I don't know, we'll have to see, but I got it. Glad to have new shark movies. This, if you've never seen the trailer for Open Grave, I saw the trailer for this and I was just like, oh my God, I have got to have this little horror movie. And I'm very, very glad to have this. It is just brilliant. It is a brilliant, scary horror movie. Open Grave. If you see it, get it. It's great. Now we're going to move on to some more special stuff. These are boutiques. These are newer releases. Stuff that I've wanted and finally was able to get my hands on. So yeah, I've wanted this for a long time. This is Await Further Instructions. I love the trailer for this, and I'm very, very glad to finally have it. I'm pretty sure I'll do a video on this, spotlight video on this. It's just my kind of sci-fi horror, and the trailer is amazing. This was a suggestion from Miss C. From the lovely Miss Carter. I had seen the trailer for this. I did know of its existence. However, she actually saw it and told me yes to pull the trigger, that this was a really, really good movie. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to checking out Piggy. The trailer is amazing. I finally got around to getting the collector's edition of Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I've heard about it, of course, for a long time. I have never seen it. So yeah, I wanted to get it, to enjoy it. Very glad to have this in my collection. I've wanted this for a long time as well. I love this movie. It was one of those movies when I was during the 2 years after I discovered horror movies when I was 14. This was definitely one that I picked up from the video rental store. I definitely remember it. It's Sharon Stone's first movie, and of course you got Ernest Borgnine, and it's just an amazing movie. It's got that guy from The Hills Have Eyes. And yeah, this movie marked me. I was a susceptible teenager. So this movie definitely was very, very cool. And I'm very, very glad to finally have it in my collection. This is Late Night with the Devil. So yeah, I really liked it. I did not like it as much as other people seem to. It is on my top list, but not near as high as it is on other people's top list. But it did make my top list for 2024. It is a very interesting movie, but by the time it was over, I was just like, well, wait a second, it's over? I mean, okay, there was some really cool stuff in it, but I didn't know that so much of the movie was the setup, In other words, there's more setup in this movie than there is meat. So that kind of, like, I didn't understand. I think it's overrated for me anyway. We have Godzilla -1. I've got all the Godzilla movies, especially from that new universe. But all the way back to Matthew Broderick. I love Godzilla. And so, yeah, of course, I had to have Godzilla -1. And so I'm definitely glad to have it in my collection. This is amazing. I was so excited. I was so excited when I heard the announcement that Scream Factory was doing a 4K remaster of The Gift with Cate Blanchett, Giovanni Ribisi, Keanu Reeves, Katie Holmes, Greg Kinnear, and Hilary Swank. I was just amazed, and I grabbed this as soon as it became, as soon as it was released. I was there on day one to get this. It is a beautiful Blu-ray, 4K, and digital package. One of the best little supernatural horror films. It's amazing. Giovanni Ribisi is just glorious in it. Keanu is evil. I mean, completely evil in this movie, which is not the kind of character he usually plays. And of course, Cate Blanchett is just Oscar-worthy fantastic. And of course, we have another one from my top list, and this is In a Violent Nature. It's the collector's edition. So yeah, love this movie. I believe it's in my top 10. But yeah, I love this movie. So I'm very, very glad to have In a Violent Nature. Always room for another slasher. I enjoyed Alien Romulus. It is on my top 10. I enjoyed Alien Romulus immensely. It's very cool little side movie. I guess I have to say that the thing that I am most excited about Alien Romulus is that it was a hit, a big hit. And because of the reception to Alien Romulus, because of its success, and its physical sales and its success on whatever the hell it came from, and at the theater, they greenlit a sequel to this, which is in the works. But the most important thing of all is that because of the success of Alien Romulus, they have greenlit Ridley Scott to finish his Prometheus trilogy. I'm very, very excited about that. I always felt so sorry for him because he's in his early 80s now, and how much longer have you got left? And I felt that they wronged him by not just letting him finish his movie. This is his movie. Alien is Ridley Scott's baby. So I was very offended by them not allowing him to do his final movie. And now they are. They are letting him do it. He has confirmed it. And most everyone believes it's going to finish up the Prometheus trilogy. So I'm very, very happy for him. I'm very, very much looking forward to that. I'm one of those. I love Covenant. I love Prometheus. And so I'm very excited to see that. I'm also very excited to see the sequel to this. So we got 2 new Alien movies on the way. I think I heard something about a series too, but I don't give a shit about TV shows from horror movies. I don't really care for them. Chucky is the only one I liked. Maybe 1 or 2 others, but I don't really like TV shows made from horror movies. But yeah, we've got 2 new Alien movies on the way, a sequel to this, and Ridley Scott was greenlit to do another one of his own, which is going to finish up the Covenant, the Prometheus trilogy. So I'm very, very excited. And I do love this movie. I had the double feature that had the unrated director's cut. I think it was released like in 2012 or something like that. And so I was very excited to, when I did my Dead Festival, was to go ahead and upgrade it to the remaster that was done by Scream, so that I could have the best transfer of it. So yes, this is an upgrade, but at the same time, it's one of my specials. The Strangers, Chapter 1, I got the 4K Blu-ray digital. About The Strangers, I know a lot of people had problems with it. I actually liked The Strangers Chapter 1 very much. But then again, I did see something kind of interesting, and that is on International Movie Database, and Amazon is the first one that I saw. I saw a review on Amazon from this lady who said that she liked this movie, but not at first. And then she explained that when she originally saw the movie in the theater, she came out, she was mad, she was disappointed because she thought she was seeing a prequel to The Strangers. I admit that maybe they shouldn't have named it The Strangers Chapter 1 because it was going to make people think that it was a prequel. And she said that once she learned that it was not, that's not what it was, that it was the beginning of a new trilogy that has nothing to do with, the first one, that she watched it again and she actually liked it, knowing that, well, I didn't have that problem. I knew what The Strangers Chapter 1 was. I knew it was not a prequel. I knew it was the beginning of a new trilogy that had nothing to do with the others, and that it was just a little popcorn slasher. And because I bought it and watched it for that reason, knowing that, I enjoyed it very much. I had no disappointment. I didn't think it had anything to do with the other films. And yeah, I liked it just fine, and it is on my top list, so do deal with it. I remember this so much. Angela Lansbury, The Company of Wolves, and yeah, to get the 4K Blu-ray digital remaster of Company of Wolves. It's been on my wish list since it was released, and I finally got around to getting it. So I'm very, very happy to have the Company of Wolves movie from my teen years. And yeah, very, very glad to have this. Great, great, great little unique werewolf movie. I've always been scared to watch The Woman. It's so brutal, it's so this and so that. In other words, I was just always like, oh, that movie's going to freak me out. I just know it is going to do some hereditary shit to me or something, But I finally did go ahead and get the Arrow remaster of The Woman. I like this cover better than, their other one. So yeah, I'm very, very glad to get The Woman. And now I'll finally be able to see it in all its diabolic glory. And it's a new 4K remaster, so that's cool. This is a little sci-fi movie. It's called Prospect. I really liked the trailer. I really wanted it. And yeah, so I picked it up. Pop Market had it, so I was, excited to finally get this. It's got Sophie Thatcher. So, yeah, very cool. And it's extremely good. And then we finish up with Malum. I got the international version. Because there is a different release. There's a domestic release. And I don't know, man. They wanted like $8-9 more than the international version. And I went and checked out. It's like, well, is there a difference? Is there something missing? Is there something added? And no, there's not. There's just two different companies. One company distributed it to North America, and one company distributed it internationally. They came out the same year, and it's the same movie, and yet the international version is like $9 cheaper. And I'm like, well, that's just, I'm of course going to get the cheaper one because I don't care about, as long as it's region free, which it is, then I'm fine with it. So yeah, Malum, very, very glad to finally have it. I do have Night Shift, the movie that this is a remake of. This is one of those directors who remade his own movie. And it's very good. I love Night Shift. It was a very good little indie movie, and he was able to pump it up a little bit. So yeah. And there we have it. We have all of our goodies. And that's January 2025. Very, very happy. Nice little releases. Good movie watching. So yeah, there you go. That concludes. Oh, please. You really need to see Open Grave. It is magnificent. And please, somebody out there, make some new shark movies, please. And I don't mean nothing stupid. I mean just a regular, plain old, ordinary shark movie. Put some people in the water and have them fight for their lives against the shark. That's all there is. There can't really be nothing else. It's not like there can be a Shakespearean love story between a shark and a human. It's just make some decent shark movies, please. I'm desperate. And I will see you in the next thing I do. I'm about to film my best and worst of 2024 and piss some people off, probably. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Everybody's list is different. I enjoy seeing everybody else's, and, you can scream at mine. And I will see you in the next thing I do. Always remember, never forget, you're a very, very special person, no matter what anybody says to you, and I will see you later.